Max Michel, he won the USPSA championship in Las Vegas, and he's going to be here to tell us about it. When did you know that you had won?
Oh, geez. That's a funny question, James. My friends, J.J. Ricazza and KCU Sabio, we were all within just a matter of 11 points at the end of it when it was all said and done. So we knew it was extremely close, and we didn't know quite who won it. We stayed, we hung around the range for quite a while, but it started getting late. We had to go get ready for the award ceremony. So as I was driving back, I received a phone call from my dad, which one of his friends called him, which is ironic. It's kind of funny because the internet world knew who won before the actual competitors knew on the range. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, I got a phone call saying that I won, and I truly didn't want to believe it because just 2 years ago I was the same guy. Was in another competition, another national championship that I fell short. I was in second place by 0.14 of a point. So that's such an incredible, when you talk about shooting 20 forces of fire, you shoot for over 4 days and the match is won in a matter of less than a point, is 1/100th of a second. I mean, that's just a bad feeling to have in your gut. So when I heard that I had won, but just by just a small margin, I didn't want to believe it, and it was just a bad feeling I had in my gut. And I didn't want to believe it until I got to the award ceremony and received the trophy. And that's kind of how I found out. I felt bad for my friends, my competitors, J.J. Ricazza and KCU Sabio, some of my best friends. But they understand it's a competition. Somebody's got to win. We just hate that it was such a close, gut-wrenching thing like that. But those guys are fierce competitors, and yeah, I was extremely happy to be the guy on top, though.
Yeah, it must be pretty exciting for your father, too, because he actually knew before you did.
Right. Yeah, and I tell you, my dad, my family and I, we lived at Fort Benning, Georgia for about just over 10 years, and my family and I, we moved home, I guess about 6 months ago. I got out when I separated from the service, and they've been a great support system. And my dad has been here training with me on the range every day, so he knows the sacrifices that I went through, so he was pretty happy to give me that phone call.
Okay, the other question I have here is, how many rounds do you shoot a week when you're training?
Okay, yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, during my training sessions, James, I would say during a full week, I'm shooting anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 rounds per week. Some guys shoot more. I just find that right now in my training regimen, I don't need to pump a lot of rounds through. I try to get about 600 rounds a day, about 5 days a week, and that's kind of where I set my training regimen up for.
Yeah, I know that we talk to people in different disciplines, shotgun, pistol, rifle, and some of the top shooters like yourself, they reach a certain level where they can almost shoot too much and kind of lose an edge. So they come to a point, and at least this is what they're telling me, they come to a point and then they go, okay, this is how many rounds I need to stay consistent. But if I go much further than that, I kind of begin to almost lose the edge of it. Am I close to something there?
Most definitely, James. Yeah, I tell you, that's something that I've learned. Luckily, being on the Army shooting team for so many years, I was able to play with. And for a while, I was shooting 1,000 rounds a day, about 5,000 to 6,000 rounds per week out there. And I found out real quick where my limit was. So you're exactly correct. At a top shooter, you just have to find your stride and know where you kind of hit your peaks at, and you want to be peaking at the right time of the year. I call it a burnout. If I'm burnt out by the time Nationals rolls around, I've been there before back in, I think it was 2003 or so, 2002. I remember going to the range every day at the national championship, not wanting to be there. And that's just a bad feeling, and you don't get any good results from that.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right. You just find that good number and you stick with it.
Right. Hey, Max, I wonder if we could have you come back on in the future on a more regular basis, kind of bring us up to date with what Sig-Sauer is doing and the team is doing and what you're doing. And maybe we can, we're going to arrange to come out and actually do some filming with you, but we'd like to have you come on a little more often. You think we could maybe make that happen?
Most definitely, James. Yeah, I would love to do that. Any kind of way that I can get some coverage for Sig-Sauer and get with you guys on the program, that would be ideal. I know there's a lot of Sig fans out there who are interested in what Sig is doing when they hired me, and we have a lot of good things coming out, and I'd love to be the one to share that information. You bet.
All right. Then that's our promise to you as well, Max. We're going to get with you. We're going to do some filming. We're going to have you come back on the show maybe after Tulsa. Not Tulsa. Where are you going?
Wichita Falls,
Wichita
Texas.
Falls, right. We'll get in touch with you after Wichita Falls. Maybe you can tell us what took place down there.
Hey, that'd be excellent, James. That'd be perfect.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate you taking the time. And I know there's some applause coming right now. Thanks, Max. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye-bye.